Bitcoin has exploded as predicted. Where is it going from here? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching this video. My name is Da Vinci Jeremy. I'm in the pipe 5x5 here in Dubai. Yes, it is a great day because you know what? Bitcoin will be the money of the future. And I've been saying that since it was a dollar. I remember sitting around talking to people that this is going to replace money, right? When it was like only a dollar, when it was only a few dollars, and I was saying how great it was, talking how awesome this technology was and why it was so important. And now that, you know, the governments and corporations have figured that out, I need to move on to something else, right? I need to see, because hey, you know what, it's obvious at this point. And if you don't think so, well, you know what, you will be left behind. Just like if you were somebody back in the past who saw automobiles being invented and said, hey, I like to use my horse and carriage, right? Prefer that than a car. That's or a truck. That's horrible. This is noisy and crap, right? So complicated to use. Now, if you're one of those people, at this point in time, you're gonna get hurt. You're gonna get hurt badly because this is money, right? And as money, right, everybody uses it, right? And you need to save it and you need to store it. And you're storing and saving bad money, whether you're storing it in stocks, whether you're storing it in artwork or your house, you're going to get destroyed. So, if you don't believe that by now, if you don't see this by now, you are going to be in a lot of trouble, right? With that said, the next thing that I want to look into, and I think is big, and I'm actually not want to, but I'm looking in, and I'm all in on this. Actually, I'm going to go all in on this slowly but surely. It's obviously going to take some time. I can't just go, you know, take all my cash and move it into this and stuff like that. But I am going to go heavy into Threshold Network. Why is that? Because Bitcoin, because it's going to be money, right? Because I've said that so many times in this show. You need to be able to do things with money, right? You need to be able to earn money. You need to be able to use it to lend out to other people. You need to be able to, you know, try to earn an income with the money that you have with a lower risk profile than, you know, if you were to loan it out to a company. So this is where Threshold comes involved. It allows you to move your Bitcoin to any of the smart contract networks, such as Ethereum or Solana or whatever, and earn an interest, earn yield on your Bitcoin. You don't want to do it with the current financial system. You don't want to give your Bitcoin to a bank and let them earn a yield, because then, you know, they'll take it and sell it and you know, or give it away to somebody. And yeah, you'll lose out. So you don't trust the bank. If you do, well, you know what? You need to let the fact that these guys steal from us all the time, right? Remember, I want you to let this sink in, that the banks got a bailout whilst you didn't in 2008. And should they go under again, they'll get another bailout because it's just printed money. Let that sink in for a second. So don't trust your bank with your Bitcoin, right? Trust yourself. Transfer it maybe across to this network. And then remember, there are risks, right? The network, you know, Ethereum is not as decentralized as Bitcoin is. Same with Solana. Solana is even less decentralized than Ethereum. But everything has this degree of centralization and degree of decentralization. Whilst Bitcoin's on the far end of the spectrum, Ethereum and so forth are on the lower end of the spectrum of decentralization. Whilst they're still decentralized, but not as much. Anyways, if you're interested in trading, we're going to be talking about some trades here. I'm going to be showing you the charts and so forth. And if you're interested in trading, you can trade at levex.davincij15.com. I'm going to type it in here, and it's also in the description. levex.davincij15.com or bybit.davincij15.com, bybit.davincij15.com, or even WEEX, right? WEEX, we are running a trade here. If you want to see, you can see that I'm up 13,000 in profit. I'm a little disappointed with myself. I really was I was buying this a lot lower, and I accidentally closed the trade a while ago, and I'm still pissed. But anyways, I had to rebuy because I closed the goddamn trade by accident because it's a new exchange for me, and I made some mistakes using it. But hey, that's the way it is. You get used to the exchange, and then you won't make the mistake. So, yeah, it looks like we may not be getting our gap closing. Like, so I have some entries at the gap close. I was looking to add to this trade at the gap close and maybe add more at the lower levels. So I was thinking like 88K was the target for this any kind of reversal, but we didn't get that. And you can see this trade hit its target. So the interesting thing is that we're at the top of the level of the target. The target is almost there. We can see the $99,595, and we are almost there. That was the target. We taking profits a little bit early from the target, and yeah, if you wanted to walk away, you could walk away from this trade because we could probably reverse at this level here. But right now we're pumping, so even if we do reverse, the reversal will come something like maybe like a little bit here, come up, come back down, bounce off, bounce down, and then break down. But no guarantees of that. No guarantees of that. We could end up keep pumping, right? Keep that in mind. There's a clear indication that Michael Saylor, lots of corporations, Bitcoin Treasury showing that people are buying left, right, and center, and the market. There's a lot of push in the upward direction. So this may not give us a chance to buy at the lows here, where there's a gap down here at the 91.5 area. As you can see, 91. I marked it here as 91.666. How we vote, 668, but still it's supposed to be 666. And there we go. There's a possibility we get down here, but no guarantees. And if we do, right at this point, this is your last chance. This is your, if we actually come down anywhere below these levels here, 92 or lower, this is the buying opportunity of a lifetime. You just got lucky, and you should just buy with both hands. But if not, right, if we don't, make sure you do a DCA program into Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the money to hold. Looking at Solana is, it's still trapped in this zone here. You can see we've been trying to break down from the zone and just goes, no, sorry, and then come back to the zone and no, and off we go. Solana looks like it was ready to break its next level here, so we're looking to jump in on a trade here. So you can see there's a lot of Wing patterns, and there's some one down here on the lower time frames, but see, we probably missed some of the moves here, so I wish we caught this yesterday, but it is what it is. You can see we broke out. There's a little bit of there's a diamond pattern there, but anyways, diamond patterns are usually bearish, but this one reversed and broke higher. You can see that this thing there's a little bit of cup and handle thing here, but it actually was probably only on the lower time frames. Yeah, there it is. And so we've already hit the first target. Let me just target that and show you, because I could visualize it and see that it already hit the target, right? You can see we're from here to here. There it is. I mean, it's almost there. So, it didn't quite hit the target, but it hit the first target that it wanted to break out from. Looking at a different entry level here, so the breakout level, you could probably say this is another breakout level right about here, which is the $150 level, 159.34-ish area. There you go. You can see that is the breakout area that Solana has set as well. Yep, there's another. If we set it, you can see there's a lot of resistance to that level, as we go across, boom, boom, you can see it all the way across without, having to, I didn't even have to like zoom out to know that, right? So that, with that said, we have a center point resistance. We've broken from that, looking to see if you could retest that and get if we can get lucky and get in on a trade here. Maybe we buy at the wick low here. Unlikely, most unlikely that we'll get another chance. But the breakout was clear, but you never know, right? There's a lot of wild gyrations with these cryptos, and so we can see that, hey, we can get an easy 2 to 1 into the range here. So a big move back down, giving us a chance to jump in and then take us all the way higher is possible with Solana. Okay, taking a look at Ethereum, that looks like the trade, the dumping trade, did not work out. It is what it is. It looked like it was at the beginning. Remember, if you do take any of my trades, always move your stops to break even at the 50% mark, just in case. But not always works out, because if you did that over here, you pretty much like, moved to the 50% to stop the break even. You got stopped out, and we didn't get a chance to come back in and analyze and trade this next move up. And so, it is up to you, right? What you want to do. But here you go, taking 50%, moving it so that you could actually, don't turn a winning trade into a losing trade is also an option. It's just sometimes it doesn't work out. But hey, you know what? At least you didn't lose. If you did take your took profits or got out of this trade, it's okay. You didn't make any money, but you didn't lose any money as well. Looking at the dominance says, you're so screwed if you're holding alts. That's what it says. You are so screwed if you're holding alts. I'm going to say that once again. The dominance says you are so screwed if you're holding alts. Buy Bitcoin, forget the rest. All right? You know what? I bet you 99.9% of y'all will not listen to that advice. It is what it is. And if you want to follow me on a trade, you can do so, right? I'm looking at entering a trade here. This is pure speculation, of course. And I'm starting looking at T, which is the Threshold Network's, token for governance. And so T has indicated a lot of bullish sentiment here. And you can see that we psyched it out a little bit because it looked like it was going to break down. There's clear support here, and then it was breaking down, looking like, oh yeah, we're going down, and there's a good chance that this thing is breaking a higher. Looking at the lower time frames, we've already broken higher a little bit here on T. It is a little bit scary to be buying this particular asset. So here, because we've already broken out a little bit, and you can see it's overbought, and if you want to hold back and wait for an entry, but I'd be careful of this, because the reason why we haven't done any kind of analysis on this, and we don't know how it behaves. So best case scenario is to either buy here, but with a very, very, very like 2 to 1 risk to reward ratio losses. Don't even go 10x or like very little. Like like the what's it called, not the ratio, risk to reward ratio, but the leverage, not the 2x ratio. Leverage is the best you can do if you're going to buy up here, because we could end up all the way back down to retest the lows here. And so this thing can do some serious damage to your portfolio if you do any kind of major heavy leverage. You can always I would start small here, because it's a new asset. We're going to analyze here, and the reason why is because I really believe in one thing, that we need a door to freedom, right? Where people can do stuff financially. Everyone can do anything financially without being accredited invested or somebody who's special or have special access to the financial system, but everybody basically. And so this is what T provides, gives you access with your money, which is, I believe, is Bitcoin, right? You can believe whatever you want, and you can actually do something more than just save it. You can actually earn interest, and this governance token is basically how you can actually use. You could just gamble on this governance token of the threshold network, and so that's what I'm looking at doing. I think this is the entry. This is the target would be, you want to do 2-to-1 risk reward ratio. Yeah, it's a nice safe target inside the ranges. If we zoom out, you can see that that's inside of a nice beautiful range. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you're still safe here. Target, and this thing looks like it's ready to explode a lot higher. Yeah, we can see a bright future, I think, with Threshold Network, because it provides something that is decentralized, where you can actually use a smart contract with your Bitcoins. It is early stage. I'll give it that. It is early stage. You could probably only gain like 0.02% or maybe as high as 3% if you're lucky on your Bitcoin. But hey, you're here early. Better be early than late, and trying to learn how to figure this out. Learn how to use this technology today, so tomorrow you're an expert. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.